Well, hello and welcome to my channel. This is the 300th video that I am presenting on this channel. And I want to thank you. If you're new, welcome. And if you've subscribed to my channel, I appreciate you so much. Yesterday, I gave a presentation. It was the fifth on the belief system, and we all have a belief system, whether it's run by ourselves or others. It's the way we do things. And I got to thinking about all the things that I am grateful for. And of course, that includes you. I wonder how I got to certain places, I just kind of trudge on and then all of a sudden I'm here. Do you do that? Sometimes, most of the times, gratefully, it's a good place. But sometimes it's, why did I get here? So anyway, I came on today because I wanted to celebrate with you 300 videos on this channel. And I look forward to 300 more. And hopefully you'll find it interesting enough that you're going to follow along or recommend other people to me. Um, so I just wanted to take a couple minutes. This is totally out of the usual for my channel, but I wanted to take just a couple minutes and chit chat with you. I've got my water and I've got some coffee, and I'm going to take a few minutes and account for some of the things that I'm grateful for at this time in my life. So cheers to you. I won't go over all the, like, I'm grateful for food and all this. I want to go over some milestones. Just a week and a half ago, my husband and I celebrated our 68th wedding anniversary. I know, it's unbelievable. Even to us, it's like you get older and you move on and then you start thinking of all the things you've done together and all the places you've visited and all the people you've met along the way. And it's just astounding that my life has been so filled. I am also grateful for my health. In 2021, my husband and I both got the Delta version of this COVID virus and ended up in the hospital. He was there 5 days. I was there 11. I could tell you a 15-minute long story about being in the hospital. And during that time where everybody was wearing masks and you were not allowed visitors, you might have one family member come, and you couldn't have like this family member this day. And no, just one family member could come, and they had a certain amount of time that they could spend with you, and that was it. you know the pictures of the family gathered around the person who needs their support and love, that wasn't us. My husband and I were separated by a wall. We didn't see each other for the amount of time I was in the hospital. It was awful, just awful. I think that whole situation was mishandled. It was handled through fear. And when anything is handled through fear, it's mishandled. Now, I'm going to set that aside because I could go off on a rabbit hole with that. I am grateful for the knowledge that I had to get us back to health. This July, I will be celebrating my 80th birthday. So we were right up there. My husband is a year and a half older than me. So we were right up there in the danger zone. And every day, at least one person, one hospital nurse or staff member would compliment us on how well we were moving through this danger zone. And it was ridiculous, absolutely a ridiculous scene in every way. My mind keeps going back to that and I'm trying to push it away. So yeah, 80 years old this July. And we have been living in this house 50 years. So when people talk about their forever homes, yeah, this has been our forever home. And I share that with you with my Gardening with Granny. And it gives me such great pleasure to know that I can still do gardening. Now I have to do it on my terms, which means I can't get on my knees and dig in the ground like I used to. I do a lot of vertical gardens and raised beds. And if you follow along with me, you'll see those. I do a lot of pots, cloth pots that can be moved around and put on pallets to make them even higher. So I do have some beds left over. My herb garden is in the ground. I am transitioning it to more of the cloth bags of gardening when I can. Last year I grew ginger in a cloth bag and I love it. I love the fact that I can still watch things grow, that I can put a seed in dirt and watch it develop. It's just an incredible thing. And then when that seed develops into a plant and then it flowers, and from that flower comes something yummy to eat. It's just an incredible thing. I have loved gardening ever since I was a little girl. My dad loved gardening. I can remember my dad broke his leg and he was out in the garden. Now, he didn't grow veggies, he grew flowers, and he'd be out in his iris patch weeding with a broken leg in a cast, just scooting along on his butt. It's just, my parents were great incentives for me. They had wonderful work ethics. They had deep faith. They loved each other. So I am so grateful that I had models like my parents to help me um, make myself a better person. 80 years. I've seen so many things. We've seen Russia, we've seen China a couple of times. We've been on the Great Wall. We've been so many fabulous places. We've been in the Swiss Alps. We've been to the Cotswolds. We've been to London and seen Big Ben and visited the United States. Not every state, but many of the states. And I'm glad we did what we did, when we did it, because as you know, everything changes. And to accumulate that knowledge and in most cases be in these people's homes. When we were in China, we actually went to somebody's home and had tea. When we were in Russia, we actually went to somebody's home and drank their homemade vodka. Yuck. I'm not a person who loves alcohol. And so, oh my goodness, just taking a sip of that homemade vodka is like, how can they do this? And of course, we learned the way that you take pumpernickel bread and if you learn how they do it, you can understand that to them, it's a way of life. When we went to Russia, we visited places where people talked to us about how the Nazis came and they destroyed churches, that they had used the churches as stables. Horrible things. There are horrible people in this world, and we constantly have to pray for them. Pray that they see the light, that they can be enlightened, that the damage that they're doing to themselves and to us and to the world is going to be a comeuppance. If you live in peace and love and understanding, you live in a higher vibratory level, and those vibrations improve your health. So I urge you to watch yesterday's video if you haven't already, because I'm hoping that it helps you understand why it's important to constantly be grateful, to be constantly loving, loving toward family, toward friends, to those going through hard times, and praying for our country. I love gardening. I love watching things grow. And I hope that you join me in this love, that you find some way to plant something and watch it grow, and that you live a life of gratitude. I appreciate each one of you, and I want to thank you for helping me celebrate my 300th video. And maybe you'll come and join me on my birthday, and I will do a video in July um, that I'm grateful for. So this is Mary for the health of it, gardening with Granny for the fun of it, and for good eating. And until our next time together, may you have a great filled life.